Morning guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Excuse the road noise, I've set up out the front of the shop. We haven't opened yet. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I should have started this a bit earlier. We're going to unload the van, and this is kind of part 2 of the furniture salvage mission we went on just recently. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it below, but it kind of doesn't matter. We've saved some furniture. It was going to be thrown out. Now we're going to get it out here, look at what we're going to do to it and clean it up a bit and price it. So there's not a lot of furniture. It's just, you know, the front half of the van's packed from somewhere else. Just a bit of stuff at the back. So let's unload it and spread it out and have a good look at it. Okay, let's get my ramp out first. Oh, probably these chairs. Very modern, very light. Probably just going to be freebies. I really didn't want them, but I didn't want to see them thrown out, and they've still got some life in them. Now to set up my ramp. Makes things a lot easier on my old knees. Okay, let's do a bit of high-speed unloading. I often like to unload the van early on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning because our town is so tourist orientated and very busy on the weekends. Having everything out on the footpath and unloading creates a real garage sale feel that people pull up just to see what you're pulling out of the van. Unfortunately, we don't have parking inspectors in town, so we can get away with parking on the footpath. It is very wide and the pedestrians can get round us quite well. So the only thing to get out now is this sideboard. I didn't worry about trolleys. It slides down the ramp pretty well. You'll notice the door swung open then, and it gets me a second time. Even with doors locked on old cabinets, because you flex the frame, they'll still swing open, so you've got to be careful of that. Okay, let's have a bit better look at this stuff. This chopping board trolley is on plastic casters, so it's fairly modern, I would imagine. And I think the top lifts up somehow. Here we go. So it's got a lift up lid, bit like a school desk. I guess you could keep cutlery or knives or something in here. Phillips head screws, so it's quite a modern piece, but it is nice timber. And the top board has separated a little bit. That's a drawing pin. And it's quite grubby. I think I'll give it a bit of a clean up. I don't know that it's worth trying to clamp that up. I don't want to spend too much time on these things because then I have to ask a lot more for them. You know, I might just not even clean it up. I might just leave that out the front today for $50. Keep in mind we got it for nothing, and someone will love it and they'll fix it up for their kitchen and be very proud of it. This little TV stand is quite a modern piece. It's kind of got that retro feel to it, but you can see the hinges in there. It's very modern. It's on a steel frame. It won't be real timber. It will just be like a craft wood or some sort of composite board. So you can see that it's one of these modern pieces of furniture that caters for the retro tastes these days. It probably would have been expensive in a furniture shop, but I'm just going to put $20 on that, and someone can grab that and clean it up themselves. Now the sewing machine, someone mentioned it might be a Singer or a Jones. It's possible. Let's open it up and have a look. I haven't seen it. And as you lift the lid, it's supposed to be a flip out. It looks like it's stuck there. Spring-loaded support so that the lid becomes a bench, and it looks like it's a Singer. So these things open up as such. Got to do this one-handed. This part drops down and then supports the machine. So it's quite a nice looking one. It's very dirty. It's obviously hasn't been used for a long time. There's a fair chance it's still going to work, although we don't have a foot pedal or a control for it, so it's pretty much just an ornament. They made these in huge quantities. It's probably a 1950s one, looking at the cabinet. The earlier ones, of course, were on cast iron frames and were treadle machines. This one has an electric motor on it, so it's the modern Singer. I'm not even going to clean that up again. I'm just going to leave it out the front for $50, and someone else can think they've got a beautiful relic from the past, which they have. They're just very common, so I find them pretty hard to sell. We don't really want to set up a place in the shop for it or spend time cleaning it up, because I'm not going to get a lot more for it, so we'll just go $50 out the front and see how we go. The sideboard looks pretty good. It's a bit rough though, it has some issues. As I mentioned in the last video, it has the wrong handles on it. They're 1950s handles, whereas this sideboard would date to the 20s, I would think. So it's probably an oak. The plywood panels look like an American oak. You can see the grain down here, much more American oak style. What usually happens on these is they get used to death and you get a lot of wear in the drawer runners. This one has actually split right off, so it's running on the ply. So it's always worth, if you're looking at furniture, looking at the drawer runners and seeing how much wear is there. And quite often the runners are worn right off the drawer. This side's actually split and the other side's completely gone. So yeah, it's pretty rough. It still looks nice, but whether we could clean it up and put it in the shop, I'm not sure. It depends if we've got the room. Yeah, that drawer needs fixing. I don't know. Look, you know what? I might even just put $50 out the front today, and if someone grabs it, great. If we have to put it away, I'll clean it up a bit, and we'll probably ask 100 once it's in a spot inside. I might even throw a picture on Facebook Marketplace for $50 and someone can come and grab themselves a project. It's all the rage these days to paint these things white as well. Not many people like brown timber anymore, but to me, I like it like that. I'd much prefer to see it restored to natural timber rather than painted white. We have the garbage truck going past, so excuse the noise. This table looks pretty sweet. It does need a bit of work as well. It has, I didn't realise it has I thought it was a drawer, but it's a lift down lid. There's a bit of junk still floating around in there. The bottom boards I noticed were loose. They were flopping around when I had it on the trolley. They must be loose from the other end. Again, I think we might just put $50 on it, and if we have to find a spot in the shop, we will clean it up a little bit more and maybe put 100. So sometimes our prices just depends on the convenience of selling something quickly. The prints I got, there's some nice horse prints. They're pretty rough. The frames are rather scratched up. There's another one. I think that's a print, and that looks like someone's home project. It's probably a bit hard to see with the reflection. The mirror is very modern. I'll just put $5 on that. And a couple of, they look like photographs framed, but they may indeed be prints as well. So not much value there. I'll give you a list at the end of what we get for the stuff, or what I've priced it out at once we've sorted out things today. So there you go. That's what we got. Not bad, I suppose, for an hour and a bit's work going to pick it up, and we've saved it from going to the tip, and now we've just got to find a loving home. Oh, I forgot to mention these chairs. They are going to be free. There's no damage to them, they just need to clean up and they can be free. Okay guys, it's been 2 weeks, or we've had 2 weekends with the shop open since I did the start of this video, so we need to tidy things up. All the furniture has gone. The sideboard actually went the first day. We didn't have to put it away at all for $50. I did advertise that on Facebook Marketplace, and I had a few people come and check it out. The free chairs went the first night. Oh, the second night. They were actually left out overnight the first night. The second night they disappeared. Most of the other stuff, some stuff went that first weekend, the rest of it went the second weekend. All we have left is a couple of prints. Let's have a look at the notepad. Here we go. As you can see, everything sold. I did drop the price a little bit on the chopping block and the sewing machine, but we got 50 for the sideboard. We got 50 for the table. The little mirror sold the first day. We sold 2 of the prints. I did start the prints at $10 each on the first day, but quickly, the first weekend, and then dropped them to 5 each. And we've still got the 3 large horse prints. I think that's all that's left. Oh, the chairs were free and they've gone as well. So what does that add up to? 50, 80, 180, 185 plus 10. So 195 return, plus we still have 3 prints left. So let's say we're going to round out $200. Not bad, hey, for pretty much just an hour to go and pick up stuff and save it from landfill. And we get these deals all the time. It's amazing how many people just want to ditch stuff. Some people want to sell it, and some people, you know, would think that sideboard's worth a few $100s. Good luck to them. Sometimes people are happy with a reasonable price, but I don't buy furniture at all anymore. And the only reason, well, we don't have room now that Krista and I combined our shops. And also, you know, with my shoulder and everything, I don't want to be a furniture removalist for much longer in my life. I can certainly do it, and as you saw, it wasn't hard to pick this stuff up. People usually get me with that line that says, oh, if you don't want it, I'll take it to the tip. That's my Achilles heel. But, you know, if someone was motivated, put it on Facebook yourself. You can, you know, it wasn't difficult to raise $200 and we didn't really need the shop for it. So anyway, the good thing is that I've helped this lady out. I've got some cash that made it worth my while. She's happy that she didn't have to take them to the tip, which would have cost her money, but also she didn't really want to throw it out when it was still usable. So there we go, another quick little deal, a freebie for me. Well, a freebie as far as buying, and we made some pretty good money for our time. Only a short trip in the van. I hope you enjoyed that little exercise, and I hope it maybe has taught you that not everything just has to be thrown out. Even if you put it on your nature strip for free, use Facebook. It works well, especially for free. There's always people looking for bargains. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.